Now notice what Paul says. He who tends a flock, or who tends a flock and does not use the milk of the flock. That's so carefully worded. We know from the Old Testament, Ezekiel 34, other places, that false shepherds also eat from the flock. So what's the difference between a false shepherd who's getting his living from the flock and a true shepherd who is getting his living from the flock? It's this: the false shepherd eats the sheep. He devours and destroys the flock. He doesn't love the sheep. He doesn't care about their well-being. He sees them as nothing more than a temporal income stream, nothing more than provision for himself, and he is willing to cook the sheep if necessary. The sheep are there for him. He scams the sheep. He lies to the sheep. He is, in fact, a wolf in shepherd's clothing. The true shepherd, on the other hand, eats from the flock, but does nothing that would ever harm the flock. He cares about the sheep. He cares about their well-being. He sacrifices for the sheep to ensure the growth and safety of the sheep. He drives out the wolves who would consume the sheep. He eats from the milk of the sheep, but not from the sheep themselves. And there's a big difference in those two things. The good shepherd gets paid for his labor, you see, but the good shepherd would rather die himself than see harm come to his beloved sheep. The false shepherd doesn't care if harm comes to the sheep as long as he gets paid. He's a hireling. He doesn't care about the sheep, and he will eat the sheep to feed himself. The good shepherd will go hungry before he would ever eat the sheep. And Paul words this very carefully when he says, who tends the flock and does not use or literally eat the milk of the flock, use their milk for his food. You see, using the milk of the flock never harms the flock. It's just a byproduct of what the flock provides to the shepherd. There's a huge difference between the shepherd who eats what is a byproduct of the flock and a wolf that eats the flock. And so faithful pastors should be provided for by the sheep, but they don't see the sheep as a source of income. They don't see the sheep as there to benefit them. They see their role, their responsibility to be of benefit to the sheep. The faithful pastor should always feel that he's giving more than he's getting, that he's sacrificing more than he's receiving. And he should be joyful about that because he understands that the reason he's there is not to benefit himself, but to benefit others. There are certain needs that he has to have met, but that's not why he's primarily there, you see.